and you are seeing just a classic carry. You're seeing a classic carry right now, boys and
So guys,
girls.
how you doing? Cosmic Carry here. They're bringing in a World Tanks video. Today going to be showcasing gameplay in my T-54 lightweight. This is a tier 9 Soviet light tank. OP as hell. A fantastic combination of speed, decent armor, mobility, great gun, all of it. It has everything. It has everything apart from the fact, of course, that it's a light tank, which should be a negative, which is absolutely a positive these days in World of Tanks, because the game seems to be kind of veering towards Rocket League. Lots of little light tanks whizzing around like crazy and just being OP as hell. But it is what it is. Embrace the madness. What can I say? We've got the wheel tanks coming, I guess, which will kind of screw the game over even more so. But you know, embrace the madness. Get on the train. I mean, whatever. I haven't got a clue. I think, you know, where there was once hate for Artie, that hate for Artie will be replaced with hate for the wheeled light tanks, I'm guessing. Because this is not the game we used to have. But it's like I say, you kind of embrace the madness. I've always been reluctant to criticize the game, like the mechanics, this and that, because I never thought myself as being qualified to criticize, you know, this needs to be nerfed, this needs to be changed, because I don't play the game as much as some of these nerdy Unicum die-hard players. I don't play as much, you know, to say, you know, this 100% needs to go. I've always been on the fence with everything, you know. Death Star, Ped, it's okay. You know, artillery in the game, well, so some people will enjoy it. But I really do think, like, bringing in the wheeled light tanks will be a major game changer, you know, I think, personally. Because already we've had the introduction of tier 10 light tanks. You know, they've been in the game for a while. And in this game, I just dominate. I wreck. I destroy. And I get the most damage, and I'm in a tier 10 match, and a light tank should not be able to do that. You know, it should not be able to do that. Granted, I played the tank to the best of its capabilities. You know, I go for it, I take it to the max, I push it to the edge, absolutely, and as a result I have a fantastic result. But still, you know, there needs there should be, I shouldn't be able to do this, but what can I say? It is what it is. So I'm going to slow down the gameplay a bit, because I want to showcase, you know, my thinking, what, you know, my plays and all of this jazz, and also possibly maybe, you know, the enemy players, what were they thinking. Let's play. In initial stages of the game, when I started here, I did signal to artillery, follow me. You know, I do that quite often lately, which is I you know, I use the communication dial a bit more often, especially like when I'm playing artillery. I let people know who I'm targeting, you know, what kind of reload I'm on, etc, etc. But at the beginning stages of this game, I signaled to both artillery, follow me, as in I will light up the reds for you, you know. So we're heading into the middle. Keep in mind, when you're heading into the middle here, you need to keep an eye, you know, what's down there, you know, because tanks can get a shot into your side very, very easily. So as I come up here, I light up 2 of the lights on the enemy team, and I instantly pull back, you know. And as I was staring over here, I had the turret locked, and I was, you know, keeping an eye on down the alleyway, etc, etc. T-49 really pushing the boat out here. So I was wondering, is he going to go for it? Is he a YOLO player? Is he going to try and take out our artillery? So I move over here to get a shot on him, but he pulls back. Smart play. He does incur a bit of damage, which is a big deal. You know, you should not be getting damage into your light tank in the early stages of the game, you know, that is a big no-no, because the light tank is the most powerful, one of the most powerful tank types in the end stages of the game, you know, in the second half of the game. I am putting my tank into a little bit of danger here, but that's because I see the piggies. I see the piggies and I think, oh, take out the piggies, beautiful. And I do get a shot into the bat chat and I end up getting the kill, which is fantastic. But if you notice here, we're kind of in the bunched here with a bunch of greens, and we're not spotting anything down the 9-0 line, which means they've left a flank exposed, you know. And if we can push down the 9-0 line, that means, you know, there's going to be like a claw surrounding the red team as far as the square map is concerned, and that's not an instant loss, but it's going to put them at a severe advantage. So I decided to go for it. I decided to basically go for it, hopefully to spur on the remaining greens behind me to go for it as well, and just basically going ham, you know, really letting the reds know we mean business, basically. And as I push down here, you can see that there is a medium joining me. Other tanks do eventually join me. This light tank is just sitting there. He's just sitting there. He's not moving. He is twisting around. I kind of hit this dead tank here, which kind of stops me dead in my tracks and causes me, as a result, you know, I get a shell into me, 2 shells into me. Now remember, you don't auto lock. You don't fire when you auto lock on light tanks when you're going around in a circle. You never ever fight. You will always miss. You know, this guy is doing that. The T-49, the Brazil was doing that. You just don't bother. You're just gonna miss. The only time you're gonna get a shot into your target is if he's going in a straight line in front of you. You know, if he's kind of, hey, watch this guy. See, I can fire now, basically, and I do. I get a shot into him as he's kind of swerving to the left. He's momentarily going in a straight line. He's straight in front of me, and thus I'm able to fire. Now just looking for my next victim, and we're already on 4-0. Basically, we're already on 4-0. This has like a psychological effect on the reds, basically. And the E4, I come around the corner and lo and behold, he's focused on somebody else. You can only focus on one tank at a time, and he's gonna completely ignore me. What else can he do? I don't need premium rounds for this, so let's get some, just feed off this guy, you know, get some lovely damage of this nice slow ass tank. Absolutely, he gets taken out. Beautiful, you know, beautiful. And now we're looking for our next victim. Next victim is the LTTB. I get a fantastic on-the-shot move on this guy. 200 damage. Remember, this tank does 250 alpha. And again, you know, I'm looking for... I am auto-locked on him, but I'm not going to fire unless he's kind of moving in a straight line in front of me. Absolutely. Smart LTTB player is a player to be reckoned with. Absolutely. And not firing, and there we can fire. That kind of little rock there mucked me up for a second, and again, I'm not gonna fire unless he's moving in a straight line in front of me. He's just going ham. He's doing what he can. We're leading 6-1. This is, I can't tell you how significant this is, because the reds will basically, there he's kind of straight, yeah, well, you know, the reds are not at their best. You know, the enemy team are not at their best when they're at a severe disadvantage. As in losing 7-1, you make mistakes, you give up, you decide what's the point. You know, you're trying to just get some damage in. You're just kind of going through the motions, and this is kind of the time. Oh, I can get a really good game here. You know, I can get a 8-1. I can really get some damage in, you know. I'm gonna feeding frenzy, you know, like piranhas on a dead carcass kind of thing. And this is exactly what I'm thinking. Waffle. I want his hit points, but I know, you know, it's a waffle, So I don't want my game to end early. So I'm not going to push it unless I know 100%, you know, he hasn't fired his gun. Because he's got, what is it, 6 rounds, 600 alpha, I can't remember. So he's looking at me, he's waiting for me to pop out. And I'm thinking, is he bluffing? Is he loaded? I'm pretty sure he's loaded. Usually, you know, World of Tanks players aren't that smart. If he wasn't loaded, he'd be kind of running away or squirming or something. But he's just waiting. His gun does move there onto another target, and I decide to get a shot into him. It bounces, and then he moves his gun towards me. Yeah, I think he bounces off me. Oh, he just completely misses. So no, I'm not messing with you. Absolutely not. And my tracks eat his shot. Thank goodness. That was lucky there. That was lucky there. Leading 83. Tier 10 French tank. This tank has like just mega armor. I basically penned him in the low plate there. And we're going to switch to premium, I think, in a second. Are we going to switch to premium? Possibly, maybe not. One into the turret. Let's go. And I bounce. And this is kind of the mentality of the players that are desperate times, desperate measures. He knows he's losing, he knows he's going to die, so he's going to go for the easy kill. That's what you do. He's going to attempt to get a shot into me. I get a shot into his side. He doesn't think it's fair that a little light tank should get a shot into him. You know, he's not going to use his knowledge and go for the 705A. He could have loaded HE, but he didn't. He doesn't, and all that jazz. So I decide, okay, whatever, dude. I'm gonna move on to back to the waffle now. You know, because obviously his gun is pointed the other way. Get a quick shot into him. He I leave him on like 50 hit points, something like that, and he gets taken out. The feeding frenzy continues. I couldn't believe it. There's still 4 heavies, and I'm looking Type 5 heavy, E100, and a VK. So I know what I'm going for. I'm going for the VK. E100, I have so many problems penning the E100 in this tank, so I decided to go for the sure thing, which is go for the VK. And most probably I'm going to end up dying. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but at least I get another, you know, what is it, the 2-3 shots into him. Maybe 500, maybe 750, whatever it is. But there we go, we get a shot into his rear. And the question is, he's going to turn his gun towards me. He does, so it's important that I get on his the other side of him. I think this is the premium version. I think he has 750 alpha. That's the derp gun. But either or, you know, whatever he has, it's going to kill me. And I'm just feeding here. I'm feeding. But I know the end is near. You know, I know the end is near. So I'm okay if I'm going to die. I think I get one more shot into him. Do I? Yes, I do. And he takes me out. And we were, I mean, 13-8. They kind of brought it back. So, you know, so it is what it is. Feeding frenzy. Let's take a look at the stats, shall we, real quick. It's a fantastic game. I basically 2-marked my tank with this game, and it was gold mastery, of course. Yep. Too much junk on the screen right now, you know. 4966 tank XP, crew XP. Why do you need the crew XP boost result on there? That's only for tanks that have the crew XP you know, boosters, so it's always going to be the same. And yeah, this is kind of, I will 100% admit, this is ridiculous. You know, I'm in a light tank. Granted, I was most probably a better player than a lot of the players in this game, but I should not be able to do this. And every time I get a result like this, you know, in a light tank, I say to myself, I should not be able to do this. You know, this tank, I'm pretty sure, was not designed for these kind of results in mind by wargaming. But this is light tanks currently in World of Tanks. It is what it is. I'm not calling for a nerf, you know. I'm not qualified for that. But I know how to play a light tank. Yes, yeah. Anyhow, take it easy, guys. Adios, muchachos.